Hey, this is Monica from Theoterran. Welcome to the Johnny Taco Show.
What's up? This is Johnny Tacos here with another exciting and informative episode of Origin Stories Unplugged. Today we have the guys from Autumn Eve. We have Autumn, David, and Ben, which you know who Ben is. Everybody knows Ben. If you live in the Waxahachie area, you know Ben. You probably passed into him, seen his workout videos, all that good stuff. So everybody give a round of applause for Ben.
Appreciation for Ben.
So before I get to the meat, is what the people say of the story of the show. I just want to give a shout out to Finding Hope Festival, and October 7th there is a Battle of the Bands. So if you think your band can outdo 10 other bands, you just go into the little findinghopefestival.com, I believe. Go into there, click on the Battle of the Bands, pay an entry fee. And this is a crowd participation. So you let your mama know, you let your sister know, your cousins, your friends, that total stranger that keeps staring at you when you're doing laundry. Just anybody, you just let them know, hey, can y'all please come and cheer for my band? And whoever wins the Battle of the Bands gets to open up for the band Disciple in November 18th, which is my birthday. And in order for y'all to be a part of that, you have to give me a present. I'm just joking. But just want to let you know that is coming up, Battle of the Bands. So I'm pretty excited because I am a judge for it. So, you know, tacos is always good to lean the scale.
And bribe you.
To bribe the scale, tilt the scale a little bit. Tacos never hurt. It never hurts. Now, if they are store-bought tacos, like at a freezer, then maybe the scale will be against you because those are not real tacos.
Amen.
I don't even think they're real meat. Could be dog.
Oh my.
No offense to all the people that actually eat dog that watch this or listen to this podcast. You know, it's a dog eat dog world. Anyways, so with all that, we do have Origin Story t-shirts. If you want to help support the podcast, if you want to help just help me build the kingdom, because this is what this podcast was about. This is how it started. It started with a vision. What can I do to serve the Lord? And because I am not a very good pastoral person, I cannot remember verses in my head. I can paraphrase it. It might not come out the right way. It might be two verses mixed into one. You know, it's a goulash kind of a sermon I would be able to give. But I said, you know what? I want to do something. And one thing that came to it was, why don't you interview people, get their testimonies, get their music out there, help out striving Christian bands such as yourselves to go out there and push forward your ministries and you know, just have a good old time. Because that's what we're Christians, we're family, and that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to sit down, have a good time, enjoy it, and just worship in the Lord. So with that, if you want to buy a t-shirt, they are $25. If you buy two of them, I'll take $5 off. So it would be, what is that? $45? Yeah, $45. $5 off, which you can save for a McDouble, because the McDouble prices are going up. All right, I don't want to get into that because this is not a political show. This is a show about testimonies and about music, good music. And it is my honor to meet, for the first time ever, Well, except for Ben, because I've seen him for like 5 years. It never ceases to amaze me the different hairstyles that this man has got throughout the years. He's got that Jesus look one year, and then he's got that Chad look, ultimate Chad look, and then he's got the beard, and then he don't have a beard, and he has a half a beard. But anyways, this is not about you. Quit talking so much. Gosh. Anyways, we're here with the band Autumn Eve. Hello, Autumn.
Hey, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. It's I saw that video when I first saw that video. It was pretty awesome.
Oh, what video?
Courageous.
Oh, thank you.
What song was that? Oh, okay, that song. Yeah, that song right there. When I first saw it, and then you're like, well, I'm here with your friend Ben. I was like, which Ben? I know like 15 of them. Oh, your friend Ben over at the church. Okay, that narrows it down to 3. And they go, we're eating tacos. Okay, well, would you like to be on the show? And that's pretty much how we got it started.
Yes.
So, tell us a little something about you. How did you get into Christian rock, metal? What is your genre? What do you want to call yourself?
The genre that I most identify with at the moment is going to be hard rock, a little bit of metal, and even a little bit of gloomcore. I just discovered that genre. Gloomcore is kind of like ambient rock, so that's super fun.
Is it like emo without the screaming?
Think a little bit more like spa. You're at the spa, you're relaxing, cucumbers on your eyes.
Yeah, I can't see Five Finger Death Punch as the spa music. We're here to spa core. We're here to melt your faces with cucumbers and metal.
Wax. We can wax your legs or something. Yes.
Which is pretty cool because we are in a salon.
We are in a salon right now.
It is sheer perfection. Got to give a plug out to my beautiful wife. This is her place of business. Well, this is not the actual salon. This is the back part of the salon. But it does look pretty from the back, yeah. Okay, anyways, so tell us. I'm having a little ADD moment.
Yes. So how I got into rock is a really funny story. I remember being around 5 or 6 years old, and I was living in St. Louis with my family, and I walked into a room. We had a giant boom box playing the radio, and I will never forget walking into the room, and it just happened to be on a rock station. Now, I'm a little kid, y'all, but Creed was on the radio, and I just stood there and the earth stood still. So I'll never forget that moment. But it kind of took a turn because as I'm standing there and it's just touching my heart, my mom walks in the room and she goes, "No, ma'am, we are not listening to that. You turn that off right now." And I just felt so sad. And little did I know that many, many, many years later that I would be in rock music for forever. Like, that's what I'm supposed to do. So
so you're with your mom saying that, was she like a very conservative Christian, like heavy metal? Christian metal is not really Christian metal kind of thing.
I was just so little that she was just trying to keep me away from any kind of like adult content or content that was just more mature. And so she was like, "We're not doing hard rock. No, turn that off right now. You need Kids Bop."
But not knowing that some of the Kids Bop songs are very questionable in themselves. So yes, I don't know how they do a couple of the bands playing Kid Bop. So
yeah.
So going through that, you lived in a Christian family, right? Through your life?
It was a very religious household.
And what denomination?
Oh, man, I don't even know. But yeah, I came from a really strong religious upbringing to the point where it was just like a lot of fear, a lot of shame. So there was just a lot there that wasn't coming from love, and it wasn't really coming from God. It was just more like controlled and cold religion. So I came out of a lot of that.
Catholic, right?
No, I'm not going to put any hate on any denomination, but yeah, it was just a pretty rough road in the religious arena for me. So
So you went through like any normal teenager. You had your ups and downs in life, right? Where, of course, we're children. We're going to make a lot of. I know I made a lot of mistakes, but you through your religious journey. So you went through that, right? Where you're like in a stage where you're up here with God, and then next day you're like, hey, like a squirrel moment. You had an ADD moment, and you started seeing another trail or something. Did you have that? Because I know I had it when I was a kid. I know when I talked to Ben, he had those moments as well.
Yeah. Honestly, growing up and then into my teen years, I think with God, there would be moments when I would really experience him, and I just knew, okay, like God loves me, or wow, he's really showing up right now in this moment, or there's no other explanation other than he's speaking to me. And then there'd be this dichotomy where on the other side, there was just so much that was not love. It just was, very legalistic, very cold, and more so about rules and behavioral adjustments, to the point where it became like slavery. I think the Bible says something like, the law brings death, the letter of the law brings death. But, it's just amazing where God has brought me, even in just the last 1 year, how he really, really shifted that for me in a big way, into a place of peace and freedom. So yeah, we're always kind of, especially in Christianity, I notice we're always kind of struggling. Maybe it's the Bible Belt, I don't know, but we're struggling with like the fear of condemnation, right? And then we hear the voice of the Good Shepherd, and he's like, hey, I accept you, I love you, I receive you, come to me, and I will give you rest. And we're like, okay, I'm going to run this way. So yeah, I think I did have a lot of ups and downs and a lot of confusion spiritually.
And it was the relationship that you were missing, right? You said you lived, it was more of a controlling atmosphere. So it was to the law. And usually when people just follow the law, they're not doing it out of love, out of wanting to be in that relationship. So I can feel you on that. Mm-hmm. I've seen so many scriptures. I've seen so many pastors, talking about that, because it's cool that you know every inch of the Bible, backwards and forwards, upside down, all the different, you read all of the different books about it. But if you don't have that relationship, you're just going in a circle. Yeah,
you're in a prison. Yeah.
And with that, going through your school, when did you realize that you had a voice?
Like for singing?
No, for everyday talking.
Oh, well, I kind of like came out of the womb screaming,
Oh, okay. So that's
maybe day one. But
day one.
So I remember one night, I was maybe around 7 years old. I was listening to Christina Aguilera. Who is that girl I see, from Mulan, Uh-huh. And it was such an emotional song that I was just laying in bed crying like a baby. I was like, I don't know why I'm crying, listening to this beautiful song about finding identity. And all of a sudden, I just felt the presence of God in the room, and he just rested on me, and he was like, you're going to sing. And I was like, my heart just responded, I want to sing. And he's like, you're going to sing. And I'll never forget that. So yeah, little opportunities kind of came my way over the years. After that point, kids choir, they were like, Autumn, like, we want to hand you the microphone in the choir. I'm like, no, I'm scared. Like, nope, no, don't pick someone else.
But now that you were made of a child of love and not a child of fear, and that's what you were doing. As the enemy was putting these thoughts in your head that you're not good enough to do your gift.
20 or 21, just playing in the youth group for so long, and oh my gosh, that gave me such a foundation of learning how to like sing on stage or to perform with other people. And then I started going to the Cornerstone, met David Brown over here, and we have done music together since I was 18 or so. So that is over 10 years. which is crazy. It's so crazy. And I did have my very first band. It was called Soul Meets Spirit. So shout out to those members. I appreciate you guys. And that lasted for maybe about 2 years or so.
And with that, it was just like a stepping stone, a cornerstone, a foundation to get you to where you're at now. And you and David, y'all been friends, colleagues, and all that stuff for 10 years. What do you do for the band?
I play guitar.
Okay, you play guitar like the rhythm or lead or...
Both. Me and Ben kind of switch out, take turns.
I can actually see with like the guitar with the two heads. You play rhythm and lead together.
Yes.
I would like to play one of those. That'd be awesome.
So, tell us a little something about you since you got the mic.
Anything in particular or?
Tell us about growing up. Growing up as a little man.
So I grew up in Arlington, Texas. My whole life.
Go
basically.
Arlington.
Yep. And so that's, I lived there up until 2018, actually. I moved a little farther north, graduated school, which is why I moved. So I guess in the college ministry, because that's kind of a good place to to go. So I was also helping with, worship and stuff, mostly acoustic stuff, although the occasional electric stuff. And so that was, as well with Autumn, that was a good place to, really learn how to work with people, how to communicate, how to organize and whatnot. So, yeah.
And you started at a younger age when you started playing guitar. How long? What was your age when you started playing guitar?
So I got my first guitar when I was 7 years old on my 7th birthday. And then I kind of learned a little bit, but then I mostly just forgot most of it and it kind of, faded away for a while. And then when I was 14, for some reason, I don't remember why, but I think it was my parents were like, hey, do you want to take guitar lessons? And I was probably like, okay, yeah, sure. And so not knowing it at the time, but I started playing, I first started with my, playing guitar on my own a little bit, and then started taking lessons. And that's when I really found a love for it and just never stopped ever since.
Awesome. So doing that and playing the guitar, it just reminds me of that Guitar Hero song back in the day, that one guitar. But growing up through that, were you in any bands before Autumn?
I was not, actually. I wanted to, but just things never came to be. So I just play guitar, on my own. Made a bunch of random little recordings on an old MP3 player back in the day. And yeah.
So what you were doing, you were waiting for this opportunity to be a part of Autumn Eve.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, okay. See, we're digging in the Johnny Tacos. We get real deep. We get so deep, we need waiters. That's how deep we get. So y'all met and y'all started playing together. How did you get into the fold, man?
Well, I'm like laundry. Just got into the fold and straight out the dryer. I'm just kidding. Tumbled on in.
It was that last sock that was in the dryer from the previous.
The missing piece, yeah. So my name is Ben. I'm the backup guitarist in case anything happens to David. I'm just kidding. So I met Autumn maybe a couple years ago through a mutual friend, and then I heard one day that she was giving singing lessons, and I had actually been looking for a singing coach, but specifically for like hard rock and metal, and not, just some of the ladies that teach basic old school traditional singing. I had kind of visited a couple and I was like, this is not really what I'm wanting to learn. And then Autumn was like, hey, I'm doing singing lessons. And so I'm like, okay. So I booked a session and got to know Autumn. And she was like, yeah, I'm looking for people to kind of help me out with this project thing that I'm doing. I'm like, oh, tell me more. And so she showed me some music. And then next thing you know, I'm like, okay, I think I can partner with this. The biggest thing for me was not necessarily how incredible the sound was, because I've been asked by other people to help them out where they sound really good, or the band is really good, or they're really talented. But for me, what's important is I partner with people who have the right heart behind it. Specifically, Isaiah 61 is very important to me, and that's a big part of her mission and what she does, proclaiming the good news to the poor, beauty for ashes, double portion, things like that. And so I was like, wow, I've been in all these other bands. I've been in metal bands and punk bands, and every time I try to have a good message of hope, and maybe the other members aren't quite maybe there spiritually on the same page, and I'm just so blessed to work with these guys. We're equally yoked. We laugh together, we cry together, we travel together, we pray together. I love that. We eat tacos together. Yes.
Yeah.
So
yeah, they like to rub salt in the wounds over here. Yes, we have tacos right now.
Yeah.
Like, well, gee, thank you so much for. Can you describe this taco?
Oh man.
So it was kind of like a message from God that put y'all together at a time where y'all were looking and you prayed. And the one thing about it is having the patience of just waiting for the right opportunity, and God likes to be there for you, and he knows at his time, and he likes to surprise you with awesome gifts that just falls into your lap, so to speak, right? He came in for a vocal lesson, and you didn't want to say, well, maybe you're not a very good singer, but I need a guitarist.
I've been working on it.
But you were in a bunch of bands. Are you still in Manifest?
Yeah, we're working on Manifest on and off still. We're doing that. Formerly Do Something Crazy with a K, if you guys know them. And then Renatus, we started that band in 2011, and they're still touring around today, which is pretty cool.
And also there was my mind just went blank for a second. That's what happens with old age. You start getting wiser when all the intelligent stuff gets there for a second and it just leaves.
Quick, get them some tacos, quick.
Yes.
Tacos in the fridge,
it's
emergency.
It's the blood sugar.
Break glass in case of emergency.
I'm going to tell my wife to do that. Put that right there and just have break glass just in case. A taco emergency. A taco C. There we go. So you're a vocal coach.
Yeah, I teach beginner vocals, beginner guitar, and I coach artists in development. So if they're like, man, I just want to learn how to write a song, or how do I get my songs on Spotify, I help new artists with that.
And you were doing that like before the youth? Were you doing that during your time with the youth ministry?
No, I wasn't. I've only been doing that for about 2 years. Yeah, it's been really great.
So about the time you met her, that's when she started vocal coaching.
I think we met maybe 3 years ago, something like that. And then I've been doing voice lessons for about 2 years. And yeah, it's just like super casual, helping people with their vocals.
And with that, So coming up with this project, Autumn Eve, which my intern, his name is Mr. Intern, says that you sound relatively like Lacey, and Lacey is a DFW born and bred, Arlington area.
There is no greater compliment. I really appreciate that.
And I've been trying to get her on the show. And if you're looking on Facebook, Lacey. And
we
I know
love
you are.
Lacey.
You need to come on the Johnny Taco Show. Please quit avoiding my messages. You know you want to be on this show. I will have to get the guys from Finding Hope to find me some hope that you would be on this show.
Yes.
But yeah, you also got to you went out to a concert. You performed right up there with Theo Taryn.
So I performed with Red Letter Rising, but I'm really great friends with Theo Terran, David and Monica. I adore them.
Yeah, and they were on the show, and I told them that you kind of got me into listening to them because you're like, I got to see my friends, and you were excited about the show, and I'm like, you know what, I got to hear. And then I heard, I was like, well, maybe I should go and maybe you should do like a top 10 music thing. Here's some bands here you need to listen to. Listen to them now. But yeah, they were really cool people. You got to perform with
Red Letter Rising.
Yeah, and they were on the show. He was on the show not that long ago, too.
Yes, I have so many amazing Davids in my life. David Bean, David Brown. I just keep meeting great Davids. David Pataconi. Everyone knows David Pataconi. If you don't, check out his music. Yes.
Yes, and he's part of the Street Taco team because his last name has taco in it.
Pato. Oh my goodness.
There. See that. See that shows that people want to be on the show, but they don't watch the show.
I'm changing my name.
It was in the show.
Listen, I'm catching up. I am catching up. But yes.
There's only 225 episodes. It's only 235 hours. That's all.
Okay, that's all.
Later.
That's like 5.
What are we doing later?
That's only 5 seasons of a TV show. That's all. So you have Courageous.
Yes, Courageous.
How many songs do you have already ready to go?
So I've been writing songs since I was about 6 years old, and then I started writing way more around the age of 14. So I have so many songs that have yet to see the light of day in terms of releasing them, because I just really care about quality. I really want specific things in production and mixing and making sure that it sounds really top notch. So that's why I only have Courageous out at the moment. I did have like a lot of other YouTube videos and stuff, but I decided to take them down for a time. So if you want to listen to anything, if you want to hear some secret stuff, message me. I will send you some secret links because I have not deleted them. They are still out there, but you have to come to me and message me for them. But the next one, I'm happy to announce song number 2 that it's almost done. It's called Blood, Sweat, and Tears. So that's the next song on the album.
And if it's any as good as Courageous, it's going to be awesome to listen to too. Do y'all have any upcoming shows coming up?
We do. So we're going to be at Bacon Fest on August 19th. So please get your tickets. And we're going to be going on pretty early in the day. So would love to see you. Would love to have everybody come out.
And with you having that, are you going to do a couple of songs?
So that's the thing. If you come to Bacon Fest on August 19th, you're going to hear a lot of new songs that are going to be on the album. So lots of secret material, you guys. Like, we have so many songs during our set that you've never heard before, that I have never posted, I have never shared. You're going to hear them live. So...
Is there any Flyleaf songs in there?
So I listened to Flyleaf for so many years, and God really healed my heart when I would listen to her songs. So whenever people say, you sound like Lacey, like, it really truly is the biggest compliment I could ever receive as a musician, as a singer. So if my music does resemble that, it's just because of how much her music impacted me and all the guys in her band.
Like a homage,
homage or
homage.
I don't know.
It's a different word for different area. Texas is homage.
Yeah, her music just impacted me so much as an artist. So,
and it shows. It shows in that song, "Courageous," which we'll be listening to. If you're on live, you won't be listening to it now. So that just gives you a lot of to listen to the podcast, because at the end of this episode we will be playing Courageous. Yeah. The one thing I want to know is who does the drums.
So are you familiar with the artist Zana?
Yeah.
Okay, so her husband, Patrick, he did the drums for Courageous. And so I'm so wowed by them. I had nothing to worry about. I was like, yeah, like whatever you want to do, just go for it. I know it's good. And I wasn't even there. He was like, cool, I'm in the studio, you know? So he did all the drums, and yeah, they were fantastic.
And I think it's so awesome that we have the technology where someone, if you wanted to get like a guitar riff from India, or you want to get some backing vocals from Taiwan or anywhere else, you can have them do that and just send you that layer, and then you can layer it all together in a nice little happy package, which is Courageous, because everybody's where does this song come from? Is this a song from your past?
Yeah, so let's see. For Courageous, whenever I'm writing vocals, a lot of times I just improv. So I listen to the guitar and I just start flowing. I just start letting the words come out, right? So when I would hear the guitar and how it sounded kind of sad, it sounded a little bit melancholy, and like it sounded like someone was crying for help when I was listening to the instrumental. And so I just started improvising in the car while I was driving to Austin a few years ago. And yeah, a lot of the song developed into this theme about mental health and overcoming those kind of battles like PTSD, depression, anxiety. And so it's kind of like reaching out to God for help, but then you realize he's always been reaching for you. So we need the courage in the dark before we get to the dawn. So Courageous is just like that reminder whenever you're in the thick of it and you do not feel courageous, because a lot of times bravery does not feel brave and courage does not feel courageous most of the time. So it's just like that war cry of like, remind me, your love is my anchor. Do not be afraid. Be strong and courageous. You know, you have to tell yourself that sometimes. And it's a good fight song.
And, you know, I couldn't say it better myself, you know, and you have to have that courage to seek God. You know, you have to be like that tax collector who climbed a tree because he wanted to see Jesus. You know, he could have made any excuse in this world, like, oh, I'm too short, or there's too many people there, or it's too hot, or, you know, I have a manicure in about 10 minutes. But he did his best to push through and just try to get his attention. And when you seek the attention of God, God's eyes turn towards you, and you get that attention. And then you when he sees you, you see who you are, who
Amen.
you really are.
Amen.
Because you want to be a good person. You want to be a good person. You want to do good things, and we're only human. Of course, we're going to slip. We're going to fall. You know, metaphorically and, you know, literally.
You know, if there's a banana peel, you know, you will fall.
Yes.
But
So no bananas. All right, David? No bananas.
I'll take that.
You look like a kind of guy that eats some bananas.
Every once in a while.
Yeah.
I slipped at work last week, so.
Oh, okay. See, I told you.
I caught myself. But...
You caught yourself. You caught yourself slipping?
oh, those dang bananas.
So, do you have a merch? Do you have a website where someone can like, hey, you know what? I love what they're doing. I love the ministry that they're spreading. I want to do something. I want to buy some memorabilia. I want to buy something, or even donate to help.
So I don't have merch at the moment, just really focused on putting the songs together for the album, one song at a time. So right now, that is just a huge way that if you want to support, then you can Venmo me, you can Cash App me to help put the album together, to finish production, to keep recording. So yeah, please reach out to me on Instagram, on Facebook. Would love to hear from you. Even if you just want to say hi, like, please message me, talk to me. Let's do it. Yeah.
And you know what? The best thing to do to help bands out is actually go on that website and share that website and say, hey, you know, I love this band. Here, check them out. And then you get more and more people to listen to your music. And that's what it needs to be, because if you're doing it for God, unfortunately, I've seen it so many times that people that are, they don't do it for God. They do it for the wrong reasons. They get rich quick. They go and they get all this stuff. But what happens when you don't build a firm foundation on what you want? You can stack it with the best mansion. You can put all the best things on it. But if a good wind goes through, and it happens with a lot of secular bands, a wind goes through and it knocks everything down.
Or just a banana peel.
Yeah, David.
Every time.
What can I say?
So, you said you have Bacon Fest. Is there anything after that? Are y'all thinking about being part of the Battle of the Bands?
So I'm just so committed to the album. Like everyone who has told me that they love Courageous, they're like, I can't wait for more music. And I'm like, I can't wait for more music too, because I'm working so hard trying to get it together. And it's mostly just a financial thing of just taking it one step at a time, putting the money where it's going to bring out the quality and the sound, the right producers, the right songwriters, So that's my number one focus right now. So please keep in touch, and please listen to Courageous, share Courageous, and song number 2 is almost done. But I definitely know we're going to be playing more shows eventually.
And on the Taco Metal Hour, hopefully I can premiere that song.
Thank you.
So, and before we go, because we're getting close to the end, before we get to Courageous, so you can listen to the podcast again and again and again. Is there anything, would you like to, all three of y'all, would you like to say to the new listeners, to the old listeners, to people that are, they want to do something, they want to have a ministry to just help build the kingdom, but they don't feel they have the passion, or they feel they're scared, that fear thing, like you had when you said, I don't want to sing solo,
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't have that fear of singing solo. They just say, hey, we need you so low that nobody can hear you. So,
if I could encourage anyone or give advice to anyone, there's this theme right now in my life that is working, and that theme is use what you have. A lot of times we think, how do I get here? Like, how do I get to that mountaintop? And it's just baby steps. So honestly, a lot of times the right people or the right resources are just right in front of you, and you have to start with what you have, So that is huge, huge, huge. There's no better time to do music than right now in history. Like you said, it's so easy to work as an artist with other artists in other states, continents. It's really easy to collab right now with so many people. If you're thinking about music and you're just lacking confidence, like, get lessons, go to a teacher or someone who can really encourage you and build you up and not tear you down. Or whatever it is, just take a baby step and just allow God's love to come and push out the fear.
Yeah, because you have to walk before you can run, but you have to crawl before you can walk. So yeah, that's pretty awesome words to say to somebody, David. And don't just say, do not slip on bananas. Thank you. Have a good day.
Even though that's great advice.
The Book of David.
There we go.
Guitar notes.
Yes. But along with what I would say to someone who maybe doesn't know what their passion is, or even taking the first baby steps, there's always, someone always needs help somewhere. You can always, talk to that person who's all by themselves. You can always give your time to just reaching out to people.
Awesome work. I'm so happy you're just like a bowl full of energy today. Is it that hot outside?
It kind of is.
Yeah.
In Texas.
And usually guitarists are jumping all over the place. You have to tell them, calm down. Calm down. So what about you, Ben?
To quote Winnie the Pooh, one of my favorite quotes, and this is for somebody that's listening. You're braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, and smarter than you think. And so I want to tell you, if God has placed something on your heart, if he's given you a passion, whether it's music or ministry, whether you like to cook food, whether you like to draw, whether you like cars, God has given you those desires of your heart for a specific purpose and a reason. And let me tell you that it may seem uncomfortable to take some of those small baby steps, but I'll tell you one thing that I've learned is it's a lot more uncomfortable to not take the steps and stay in stagnation. So find the one small little thing that you know you can do that you can get done. And if you don't even know what that is, just ask God. It says in the word that if you ask for wisdom, he's guaranteed to give it to you. That is a promise. And so just begin to ask him. But I guarantee you, the second that you take a small step, he's going to start opening up doors in your life, and it's just going to be wild and amazing. That's all I got.
I'm over here like visioning like some powerful music in the back when he's talking about it. You know, just
You raise me up. Oh, you were going more like chun 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 chun. But
yeah. Anyways, that just went all kinds of way. But I want to thank y'all again for being over here. You know, without you know, individuals like you are with your ministry, there wouldn't be people out there being saved on a daily, because some people don't want to go to church because they feel if I go to church, I am going to be made fun of because of the clothes I wear or the way I look, or maybe I have a defect, a physical defect, and people are just going to stare at me and not worship God. You know, people have that fear because they're scared of that church hurt too. But with music that people can resonate with, you know, there's so many different genres out there to resonate with different people, because you know, we're not all the same. We're cut from the same cloth, but we're all different. We have different blemishes and different textures. You know, me, it's always been metal, and then when I found out there's Christian metal, and it just slowly starts pushing away from the regular secular metal to Christian metal. And I start feeling a lot more positive about myself, because I'm taking that role of God. And thanks to people like Convictions and, you know, Theo Tarrant, and, you know, just bands like that, True Believers, A War of Ages, Ascending King, stuff, bands like that, who really open up doors to show a different light of Christian, because we're supposed to go out there and rescue that one and leave the 99 to rescue that one, right? We're supposed to be more like Jesus. But we live in a world today where we're not more like Jesus. We're more like that one lost that's out there, because we're living in selfie world where everything is self. And that was one of the devil's greatest things, is that his vanity, his self, and we live in there. And it's just awesome to meet people that are putting aside their selfish needs and going out there and performing and just showing their heart and how much they love God, and they're leading by example. And I want to thank, you know, you, Autumn, David, Banana Man, and Ben for being kind of like the ushers into bringing more people into, because y'all are the radio wave pastors.
Aw.
And
oh man, I don't know about that, but thank you, and I receive all of that. You know,
well, we're not perfect. You know, we're going to make mistakes. You know, even pastors, your pastor at your church, you know, you go to your church, your pastor there. If you tell them and ask them, hey, are you a perfect person? Because you're a pastor, you're supposed to be a perfect person. You're supposed to lead. You're not supposed to do a bad thing. You're not supposed to cuss when you bang your hand when you're trying to hammer a nail.
I don't know. I haven't found that one in the Bible, but
but you know, they're going to say, no, I'm not perfect. I'm just like you. I have my needs. I have my desires. I have my demons where I fight every day. But the one thing that separates a Christian from everybody else is that they know that God's coming, that Jesus is coming. He's coming. He's building that kingdom. He's going to bring heaven to earth. He's going to take us away to paradise. And that's why I like wearing Hawaiian, because if you're going to paradise, you want something nice, right? You want a Hawaiian shirt, maybe a non-alcoholic drink with an umbrella. You know, because we're going to paradise, right? At the end of the day, we're going to be with Jesus, and that's paradise. Thank y'all again for being on the show. We're getting close to Courageous. We're going to be courageous enough to play this song at the end of the day. I want to thank everybody for being on to listening. All the new listeners that happen to show up on the Johnny Taco Show thinking, hey, this guy's going to teach us how to make some tacos. This is a Hidden Food Network show. The one thing I hate to disappoint is the only thing I do with tacos is eat them. I rarely make them. So that wouldn't be a very good podcast. And you just see Johnny eating a taco, which probably could make millions of views. I've seen some weird
like
stuff.
hot wings, you know?
Yeah. But I want to thank y'all. Y'all are welcome here. You know, God had turned you on to this show. There was a reason why, and it was a testimony of my guest or my constant babbling, whichever one. I want to thank all the diehard listeners. You know who you are. I have a specific set of skills, and that's my social media. I see all the people that enjoy this show and want to keep this going and going and going. You are the sour cream on the Taco Supreme, and without y'all, I would be talking to the wall, and that would give enough ammunition for my wife to put me away in Gotham City forever. I just want to thank y'all. I want to thank Chris Johnson, my producer, for putting in the excellent effort in making these episodes better and better and better. Thank my intern Chris for being the cameraman.
Thank you, Chris.
Want to thank Filthy Rich for always pushing forth the taco brand. To all the street taco gang out there, I am Johnny Tacos, and we are out. God bless you. God keep you. Don't have yourself a good day. No good sir, good ma'am. Have yourself a great day. Till we meet again.